Folks, drama, bin drama, Arab drama, all a drama. Well, previously it was widely said the gloves are off. Now we can authoritatively say vita imewaka moto. Sample the following. The deputy president is in Mombasa. And therefore he checks in at his official residence, which is actually the former provincial commissioner's residence, recently renovated at the taxpayer's expense, using a triple-digit million figure. And the deputy president goes about his normal business. And when he's very tired at the end of the day, and is retiring to his official residence, anaambiwa, apana. He discovers his personal effects, which had already been put into various rooms, have been removed. Orders from above. And therefore the deputy president has to seek alternative accommodation at a hotel in Mombasa. Unprecedented. Number 2, the deputy president tells the public that the BBI is a waste, a terrible waste of resources, valuable public funds. The deputy president is not talking in parables. He is saying in plain language that the President of the Republic of Kenya is wasting public funds. Number 3, Jubilee MPs in the Kieleweke camp are all reading from the same script, and they're saying the deputy president must resign. Let us quote the precise exact words of nominated legislator Maina Kamanda. And I quote, "It is hypocritical for the deputy president to be contradicting his boss in public. This is insubordination, and he should resign." End of quote. Wah. And there's more, much more. But let us take just one more example. The deputy president says those government officials who defy court orders must prepare to carry their own cross in future. Now, clearly, the deputy president is envisaging a future where there's a different government in power. And quite rightly so. No regime lasts forever. And when that day comes, a government official who was obeying orders from above will have to face the music, because defying court orders is a very serious criminal offense, where you must serve a jail term. Now, to be honest with you, I don't remember a statement made by the deputy president in recent times that I've agreed with so much. I agree with what he said 1000%. You know, we have a Kenyan saying, ukweli unauma. Yep, many times the truth is painful. And the painful truth for many Kenyans is that future government, as long as William Samoei Ruto remains the deputy president, that future government has a very high probability of being led by William Samoei Ruto. That is a fact, as long as he remains deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. And as long as the date August 2022 has not yet arrived. And so it is not difficult to imagine, President Ruto picking up the phone, and talking to the Director of Public Prosecutions and telling them, wale watu wote wamedisobey court orders, kwenda rokota hao. Wewe tengeneza makaratasi, alafu ongea na Kinoti. Oh yes, painful truth. And that is why I've always said on this channel, do something that will stand the test of time. Always. Better to resign your position and suffer the consequences now, rather than to disobey court orders and suffer greatly later. Now, Moses Kuria was released on Sunday. But before he was released, there was a drama. And the whole idea was to keep him in police cells for as long as possible. In fact, the idea was to keep him in police cells until Monday morning. Now, personally, I don't like Moses Kuria. I don't like him at all. But that does not change the law. It is also a fact that not too long ago, during the 2017 election dramas, Moses Kuria was cheering on as what is being done to him was being done to others. He was saying, very good, well done government. In fact, fascinatingly, when ODM supporters were being suffocated with tear gas, Moses Kuria was saying, please use more tear gas next time. Now in 2020, the same tear gas was used on Moses Kuria supporters and Team Tangatanga. And a commentator on this channel said, well done Matiang'i. That is the CS Interior. Well done Matiang'i. But next time, use more tear gas. Still, all that does not change the law. And it does not change the truism. Always do something that will stand the test of time. There was a time James Orengo told Jubilee people, you cheer on as ODM people are being harassed. But remember, governments eat their own. And I foresee some of you seeking legal advice from me or legal representation very soon. Well, Orengo has been made to look like a prophet who can see into the future. But actually, Orengo is no prophet. Orengo was just speaking the truth. He was speaking about the reality in life. He was telling some naive Kenyans, vile kunaendanga. But most Kenyans don't get it. And that's why some of them are cheering on as Miguna is being harassed and making nonsensical comments like, even me when I come from abroad, I produce my passport to enter the country. Let me quote my late political lecturer. What rubbish. Because you got onto an aircraft and you left the country voluntarily. Who told you Miguna left the country before he was blocked from re-entering? Who told you? And who told you the opinion of the government in power supersedes a court order? Who told you that? Anyway, back to the Deputy President. Now, the photograph you see on your screens right now is a photograph I'm sure you've seen many times before. Nothing special about it, except the date it was taken. I had forgotten about that date or ignored it until the Nation carried it on their front page. The Daily Nation of Kenya carried it on their front page today. The date is May 2017. What? Hold on a minute. May 2017? The elections were in August. Yet this photograph taken on May 2017 has very clear body language from the president and his deputy. You don't need to hear what they were saying to know what was going down. Even if you don't know how to read body language, the message in this photograph is clear. Bottom line, there was a problem between the president and his deputy even before the 2017 presidential elections. And here is another bombshell for you. There was still a problem between the president and his deputy in May 2016, a year before this photograph was taken, and the month in which Jacob Juma, the Nairobi businessman, was assassinated. In fact, the problem was there much earlier. Oh yes. Just take a closer look at this clip. Now, this is the very important point I want to emphasize. If a battle started a few seconds ago, anything can happen. Indeed, if it's political and it started a few months ago, anything can still happen. However, as a battle continues, the combatants start wearing out. They get more and more fed up. They start being careless and reckless, and they start ignoring the rules. And they start going overboard. And if you're a wise observer, you know in your knowing this battle is about to come to an end. And very soon, we'll have a winner and a loser. In fact, let me rephrase that. Anytime now, we're going to have a winner and a loser. Anytime now. Yani, hii movie, thriller, karibu iishe. Iko kwa kipindi cha lala salama. Pass me some more popcorn, will you? Folks, whichever way you want to analyze this, something has to give. Whatever carefully laid plans were made 3 years ago, and wherever they have reached in the carefully laid down timelines, that is irrelevant. Right now, something must give. Wah, 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 wah. Now, of course, make no mistake about it. This is going to make things in the country even worse. Because very many Kenyans, the vast majority of Kenyans, are feeling the pain. But I have news for them. Mambo bado. And I'm talking about the pain Kenyans are feeling. Because there's some news which has completely been ignored by most. The swarms of locusts which came into the country through Wajir, then Marsabit, Isiolo, and now, wait for this one, those locusts are in Meru. And they're still coming. And locusts impact on food and food security. Yeah, but let's leave that aside. We already have serious money problems. And so if we're serious about giving each news item, its proper weight, then this DP issue should be at the most number 3, not number 1, which should either be taken by money issues or the locusts. Yes, as serious as the DP issue is, it's not supposed to be in the top 2. Anyway, my simple question to you is, je, umejipanga? Kwa sababu kama hujajipanga, utapangwa. Are you prepared for what's coming? Because if you're not prepared, somebody will prepare you, and it's not going to be comfortable. And part of that preparation is looking at you, yourself as an individual. Because even if your favorite political candidate becomes president, even if DP Ruto becomes president, it will not add any ugali to your sufuria. Even if Raila Odinga, finally emerges in a presidential motorcade, it may give you an orgasm, but it will not add ugali to your sufuria. No way. And that is why, if I were you, I would not ignore the following hot tip in the clip that follows. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha. This video is about a tactic or a strategy that can be used both in politics and in the business of making money. It is a very powerful strategy. Now it should be very clear to Kenyans by now that those who will survive the tough times that are already here and will only get worse going forward, those who will survive are only those who are very smart and those who are prepared. And tactics like this one we're going to discuss are going to be very crucial. Now let's start with how it's used in politics, and by governments. You are government A, or you head government A, and you have a very huge problem with government B. You are not even in good terms, and yet you want something from government B that is crucial and necessary for you. And although you're in bad terms, you humble yourself and you go to them and you ask them for the favor, and they flatly refuse. And so you decide to use a different approach. Since you have nothing that you can give back to government B, or that you can trade with government B, so that they give you what you want, indeed what you need desperately, what you do is that you turn to government C, and look for something that government B needs desperately, almost as desperately as what you need from them, that government C can give them. Now, this is something that government B on their own cannot get directly from government C. Indeed, maybe they have asked and they've been refused. But you're in good terms with government C. So you go to government C and tell them, look, we need a favor from you, okay? We will give you X in return. And then, instead of giving us that favor, we want you to do this favor to government B. So when government C accepts, you go back to government B and you tell them, look, we have a new deal for you. You have refused to give us this, but we have something here that you need, that if we can organize, I'm sure you're going to be able to give us what we want. And they ask you, what is it? And you tell them what it is. And they look at you in disbelief. Really? Can you organize that? We've been trying to get that done for months. And there you are. You have a deal. You organize for government C to do what you want them to do to B, what they desperately need. And B are very happy, to change their minds and give you what you want. In other words, you approach a complicated problem by looking at things from the point of view of others, before your own point of view. In other words, you use a third party to get to your main target. Your main target is government B, but then since direct can't work, you you get to them indirectly by bringing in a third party, that can give certain favors to government B so that they release the favor you need from them. Now let's apply it to a business. You want a contract from a school to supply them with desks. Now this is a very huge tender, and the school normally relies on a certain supplier, and that supplier is even related to the chairman of the Parents Teachers Association of that school. And you already know you overcharges the school. You are very much aware of the fact that you can charge lower and still make a very good profit. But getting that tender is virtually impossible. And then you come across some interesting information. You find out that the school has a very huge problem with the swimming pool. Students have paid their fees for swimming instruction, but at the last minute, the hotel where they normally go for swimming has refused. The school has a huge misunderstanding with the hotel where that swimming pool is, where the students normally go for their lessons. Now your wife is a sister to the owner of that hotel. So you talk to your wife and she talks to her sister. Done deal. So you walk very confidently to the school and you tell the school, I want to supply with desks. And they tell you, no, we already have a supplier. And you tell them, by the way, I hear you have a very serious problem with the swimming. They don't even think to ask you, how did you find out that? Instead, they start sweating immediately. They start saying, yes, that is a very serious problem. In fact, we have tried everything. We don't know what to do. And you tell them, okay, if you can give me the LPO for the desks, I'll organize that swimming problem right away. I'll sort out that problem for you immediately. And they look at you in disbelief and they tell you, no way, you must be joking. Give us the proof. You get the gist of what I'm saying. And this is a very powerful tactic for getting plenty of customers right away.